Hello everyone, my name is Anna. I am a creative lit in the Metarchy game and now I will conduct a short tour of the history of development. It all started, well, with the game itself, of course, with how it visually looks. I will tell you once again that we have such elements. We have 6 locations, 3 for humans and 3 for robots. We have 4 actors, 3 people and 1 robot. There are resources, intangible, material, there are maps, action maps, event maps. In general, it seems to be all the game elements. Then from the very beginning we worked together with the screenwriter. He had, of course, his own unique view of the game, and in the first some concepts it is directly felt. That is, even if you look at the first references that were collected, they were all like that. That is, a lot of nonverbal, a lot of something too abstract, something incomprehensible, and it affected us, affected how it looked in the future. But what was interesting was that we developed some visual language that we hoped would be read, but, alas, we did not succeed with it. What was it about? We wanted to present each intangible material resource as its own form, and all other elements that interacted with this resource would have signs of this form. That is, for example, intangible resources, they themselves, this whole group would look like something lighter, something more transparent, luminous, so ephemeral and loose. Material resources, on the contrary, are dense, opaque, heavy. And each of the resources has its own form features. For example, in power. The power was a Masonic triangle with an eye in the middle. That is, these are some kind of lofty, even slightly oppressive, large phallic, maybe, forms. Then we have knowledge. We presented knowledge as interconnected geometric elements, like that. Any in principle, well, mainly a circle. The correct forms of geometry are all there. We presented art as smooth rounded lines, irregular shapes, something like that. That's it. So, next. Our product was a box, a cube, or a 3-dimensional rhombus. I don't remember, to be honest, what it's called correctly, recycle. The figure was based on, in fact, the recycling icon itself. That is, it is some kind of looped figure, perhaps with a break in space. Well, something like this. In short, for example, if we had an area, both politicians and artists can come to the square. Accordingly, the square would look like something in this context, some kind of sublime, these large triangular elements combined with smooth rounded shapes. So, in turn, a university would be geometry with these big triangular shapes. The theatre would combine geometric interconnected elements and smooth shapes, and so on. Accordingly, a factory has been created from a cube. There would definitely be some kind of rhombus in the power station, and recycling some kind of cyclical gizmos there. Here's how we tried to apply it. It can be seen. I don't know if it's visible somewhere. But we tried to apply it. Our path was long and thorny. Well, let's start with the development of a general view of locations. This is the very first fish. I put it together literally on my knee, but if you look at it, I still use the chat window, in fact. How I came up with it then, since then I've been dragging it from the projects of the project. Well, in general, yes, I thought it would look something like this. Vidia painted picture, some cards, they are located somewhere there. Somehow it's like this. It wasn't Metarchy back then, imagine, it was Sputnik game. Here, this is the first concept sketch of some kind. And, well, yes, it's clear that they are not separated from each other here, but I know what is where. In general, this. So, let's do something smaller. This is the square we have. This thing here is a theater, this is a university with a round piece right here. Yes, this big cube is our factory, this is our power plant, and over there it is, our landfill is visible. It was assumed that we would place some cards here. Somewhere. Well, then, in general, the sketches here have already gone on some sick fantasies. Then we thought, we will not grind everything into one pile, we will make portals to each location. Here, with the designations, I even found some kind of reference to this. We even made some fish for this with portals. But nothing normal, sensible came out of it either. Then we tried again to do everything in one picture, and so that the actors, well, were probably some small figures of men. Yes, that's how we thought it would look. This is where the line is, this location is divided. Well, in general, here we have a university, something here is a theater, here is a square, and here are all three locations. This is a power station focusing a crystal, this is a factory with cubes, and here is this incomprehensible processing. And here are the cards, there are some auras we wanted to introduce for. But we are leading them. We want to introduce auras behind the characters, so that, well, there is some kind of frame around each avatar, and we wanted to make it unique for everyone, well, like you can find a little girl. Here, this is the same concept, but only there is already more thrown around. In general, yes, these are our 3 human locations and 1 robot location. 3 in 1, that's how we thought. Here are the avatars of the players, here there are some other gizmos. Then, after the sketches, we went to make a vector. There are stages here, stages of vector production. I remember it was before the new year and we wanted to give something out as soon as possible. And we did, we gave out this. Where is it? I don't know, maybe someone even from the community remembers, but we thought that the game would look something like this. That this is our here. Grey-white theme. There are some Metarchy there, here are the first concepts of Metarchy, the first concept in general of what can be put on the character. The concept of how a website page should look like. It's in the game that 2 portals to other universes open, so you can visit them there, and Metarchy through them from the universe of the universe. That is, for example, you have there right here, I'm sure it's a portal to some kind of infinality. In general, you can, say, take an artist's violin from the Metarchy, I do not know, and send it to your inner world, and it will be some kind of devilish damned violin of someone very bad there. What other people in hell can there be? So about other games. We were still working with our screenwriter back then, so we just had some crazy concept about this whole thing. Well, in general, we assumed that it would be 11 worlds and each portal, it would, well, open like this. The 11-pointed star, that is, here is our Metarchy, and here we can only get into this game, or this game, and from this game we can already get back into the Metarchy, or into the third game, or there into the fourth game. And depending on, well, as it were, this physical presence in this star. The star would change the theme of the game. Well, I don't know, maybe we'll leave this concept, maybe not. She's still lying here gathering dust.